Here we are, a brand new year, 2025. Although, when you think about it, the whole thing is just really artificial in a way. Human beings keep track of time. If you notice, lots of other animals, most of them, I guess, don't. They just know the days and they just go through them. But here we are anyway, so we'll move along with it. We have a new writer of our daily guides for this month. She's called Rev Kelly Robbins. By the way, for the ones of you who may not know, my name is David. I'm a minister at Creative Life Spiritual Center in Spring, Texas, along with Reverend Lisa Ryan, Reverend Jesse Jennings, and Reverend Katie Ross-Brigati. We are parts of Centers for Spiritual Living, which is a New Thought community, specifically science of mind, or religious science, as it's sometimes called. So this is what Kelly Robbins says about the guides, and then I'll tell you a little bit about her. She says, this month's daily guides are inspired by my love for January and its energetic opportunity to consciously engage the science of mind teachings in our lives. And this is for me. Typically in January, every church, aka spiritual center that's part of religious science, teaches basic principles in the month of January and their Sunday services. So this is kind of a continuation of that. And then she goes on to say, stretching beyond intellectual understanding and into implementation, this year allows us to set a new personal boundary for what is possible. The year's first month is often filled with energy and enthusiasm to pursue our dreams and to initiate change. Then she says, I invite each of us to play with our creative tools and to stretch beyond what we thought was possible. So what about Kelly Robbins? She is a CSL, Centers for Spiritual Living minister, just like I am, and founder of Spiritual Living with Kelly Robbins. Her multifaceted ministry allows her to facilitate life's significant rituals and turning points with reverence and love. And her joy is officiating weddings and providing the Together Forever premarital counseling program, which guides couples to create a strong foundation for their marriage. She also serves the community by honoring loved ones through memorials and celebrations of life, chaplaincy at a local hospital, and delivering Sunday talks at various Colorado CSL, Unity, and Divine Science churches. And she's the author of Trust Your Next Step, Creating the Confidence to Cut Fresh Tracks. And she's working on her second book. And the cover for this month's daily guides, like the cover inside the cover, shows a flower. It's multicolored. It's got pinks, blues, whites, some yellows, some greens, some orange. It's a really multicolored flower. And the quote is from Robert Adams, who was apparently in the last century an Advaita teacher. I don't know him. Non-duality, that is. He says, a flower does not try to be beautiful. Its true nature is beauty. In the same way, when you awaken, you will naturally exude love, compassion, and beauty. It is all you, for it is your true self. And without further ado, here is the message for the first day of January 2025. First quote is from Socrates, and hopefully I don't have to look him up. One of the three most famous, I would say, Greek philosophers, Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, in that order. Socrates was the teacher for Plato, Plato was the teacher for Aristotle. They didn't all agree on different things, but they were all there in that exact same time period, one right after the other. He says, the secret to change is to focus all of your energy, not fighting the old, but on building the new. The secret of change is to focus all of your energy, not on fighting the old, but on building the new. That's kind of like martial arts, whereas in martial arts, you use your opponent's energy to actually work against them, momentum. And the Science of Mind textbook, Ernest Holmes, on page 244 says, there is no strain or struggle in the universe. All the actions of life are harmonious, steady, sure, and quiet. And it sure doesn't seem like that sometimes, but when you're looking at the big picture in the long term, things do work out. Evolution is moving forwards and upwards. So as I said, it doesn't always seem that way, but looked at over a long period, it's true. It's kind of like the stock market. People focus on what's going on today in the stock market, and then they panic and they buy or sell in a panic instead of looking at the big picture, right? So if you look at the stock markets over a 5, 10, 15, 20-year period, you'll see there's only one way it goes, and that's up. And this is Reverend. Hang on a second. What am I doing here? Hold on 1 second. Hang on, let me just get my thing straight. Oh, here we are. Reverend Kelly says, this first day of 2025 is a day to embrace new beginnings. Centers for Spiritual Living's theme this year is, quote, rising higher, growing deeper. I didn't know that. I should have done probably. And it brings to mind a visual of a tree. We see the tree trunk and the branches growing higher, wider, and expanding. But what we don't see, which is happening simultaneously, is the growth of the roots, which are also growing deeper and expanding wider to support the growing tree. The roots give the tree the nourishment it needs to grow and thrive, and the stability to withstand the heavy winds and storms it may encounter. Yes, I imagine many of our New Year's resolutions have the same structure. Maybe growth and expansion in areas others can see, as well as the breadth of deepening inward where no one can see but you. This first day of 2025, reflect on the goals you set for yourself and then take a step back. Did you include space for the roots of your soul to grow? In other words, quantum leaps in life often don't work. We often focus on the effect, the outer expression of spirit. It's usually what others can see, and it is often measurable. Losing weight, saving money, changing careers. However, we often fail to take time to nurture and strengthen our inner selves, the pure expression of God within each and every one of us. These qualities are less tangible and more a state of being. Qualities such as love, joy, power, wisdom. Then, like any good person doing these kind of readings, writing, she says, are you focusing on change that includes your roots so that it lasts and will weather the storms that are sure to come? And we've spoken about this often, and that's building that strong foundation, which is why we do our spiritual work every single day. At least we do some of it. Sometimes it's different, but building that strong foundation. You know, Jesus said the house that's built on rock withstands the storm. The one that's built on a shaky foundation gets blown down. And you remember the old saying of the wolf, puffed and blew the house down. Why? Because it was not a stable foundation. The affirmation is quite short, and I am being quite short today. It's the last day off I've got for the foreseeable future because with what I do, I work weekends as well as during the week. I am a powerful manifester, and I take time to nourish my soul. I am a powerful manifester, and I take time to nourish my soul. With that, I'm just going to do a quick reminder. Tune in to Reverend Lisa tomorrow morning at 9:15. Please take care of yourselves. It is incredibly important. If you've only got one New Year's resolution, it should be to take care of yourself. Build that strong foundation. Take care of yourself, and then you can withstand the storms that might get thrown at you. So build that strong foundation. So until next time, namaste.